This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So in the last class, we have created your storage account successfully, right? And now, once you create storage account, I have told you that we'll be going creating your file share and your containers. Okay. So let's go and quickly create one more time your storage account so that after creation of storage account, you can go ahead and try to create your file share. And I'll tell you or explain you how can you tag your file share to respect to virtual machine in here. So let's go ahead to my storage accounts. So provide a subscription. So and your resource group in here. So I don't see any new resource group. So I'm trying to create my new resource group on my own within my instance levels only. So I'm trying to choose within my region ES2S only. I'm not going anywhere. So my storage account name should be in small letters as usual. So we would select VRIT So we are at a solution and I would like to provide my name like storage account in here. So standard and word like to go with the LRS. I don't want to go with more than 3 copies in one data set is more than enough. So if you have an option to not to have any redundancy, that would be really great. But I don't have anything in here. For that reason being, I have to choose my least one LRS in here. So advanced, I'm not making any changes to this particular part in here. So I'm simply go ahead and review plus create engine. So I'm trying to take everything as normal. I'm not making any kind of changes with respect to my options with respect to my storage account what I have in here. So using this particular, the options, my storage account will start creating now. So once this has been completed, we can go ahead and we can create a file share. So what is this one? What do you mean by file share in here? So file share, is one of the option which is available within your storage account, where it's a kind of a storage system where we can go and we can store your files. For example, you have a team of 3 members. So we have a 3 members in here in a team, 3 members in a team in here. So now, like one people may be writing one code and, the other people may be, or you need to send your code to my other colleague what you have in here. Or you have a 3 members in the same time, one in offshore and one in onshore and other people somewhere else we have in this, for example. So now what you do, like once you write a code, it's not only you will be writing the code in here, right? So you colleagues also will be writing to handle your code in here, or they want to review your code in here, for example. So what you wrote, just in case they want to check the code, how you write all those things in here. So what you have to do, you have to push your code to my other person. So how can you push it? So first thing you can go with, like you can go with your emails. So you have your organization email. So using your official email IDs, you can provide, you can send your code to my, the other person in here. So, but nowadays, the loud Outlook, most of the companies are using Outlook as your email, the channel to send you emails in here. So, of course, we have a lot many other things like your IBM Lotus Notes, we have all those things. But nowadays, most of the people are going with the Outlook only. Outlook. So this is your Microsoft one again, which is trying to, which is trying to push your emails to send emails to the other persons in here. So Outlook, like these organization people, what they do, like when they're trying to attach some kind of files, apart from .txt, if anything else, if you go suppose like HTML or like suppose like XML, if you're trying to push any such kind of extension, the file with such extension, your Outlook will not send those files, so it will fail to deliver such kind of scripts or the such kind of code files to the other person's engine. It simply says that some such kind of files will not be sent. So it will saying, it will be through an error message saying that there is a failure in delivering your files over there. So this is, of course, it's a maybe probably one of your option which has been chosen by admin internally. Due to that option, they're not trying to send the things in here. Why are keeping all those things in here? For a security level, because they don't want to push your code using your emails, because email is something like it's a very common channel where you may be getting hacked. So organization never want to send your codes, only like normal .txt files are okay, but apart from that any other things are not able to push it. But in generally, by default basis it allows, but due to some options enabled by the admin internally, for due to losing bad, due to that reason being, what happening, you're not able to push any code level to your team members in here, or the people who are in on-site in here. So what is the other way? So what is the other way where we can share your code in here? So the other way we have in here, the called as kind of a common drive. So it's a kind of a shared drive, I would say, SharePoint, I would say shared drive or a common drive, where it looks like similar to C drive, D drive in your system you have, right? Similar to the C drive, D drive, we have one more drive called as, you can keep any name to that. For example, like a common drive you put in here. So what this will is do is like what you do, this particular common drive will be tagged to all of your three members who are the team in here. Okay, so common drive, what will happen? Will be tagged to all of the three members within the team in here. So once it has been tagged, now for example, member one had placed a file in the common drive in here, in the CD common drive. So automatically what will happens? Automatically the same file can be seen by other two members as well in here. So there's now need to send your code no more. It's not required through emails or something other channel in here. So once you place your file within the common drive, automatically the other two members can see the code. Why? Because this is a common drive kind of stuff where it has been tagged to all of the members. So any new things coming up in the particular drive, if you open the drive, automatically you should be able to see your new things coming up in here. Similarly, now after placing member one placed your new file within the common drive. So member two made some changes to the particular file in here. So when a member two made the changes, the member one and member three can see the changes as well. Or member three had deleted the file. When the member three got deleted the file, your member one, member two will not see the file anymore. So whatever you do, see all three people having access to the same common drive in here. So what any one of your people among the team who's been tagged your common drive, if any one of them can do any kind of stuff over there. If any one of the thing delete the thing, the other two people cannot see the things in here. If any one of the member add a new file, other two people can see the new file over there. If any one of the member add a new code to the existing file, the updated file will be shown to other members in here. So it's like a sync in between all the areas, all the three member systems in here. So how can you make this happen in here? So how can you make this common drive to be created within your multiple virtual machines where your members are working in here? So for that, the concept which is called as your file share. So file share is nothing but it's like a common drive which is trying to add to your respective virtual machines. It can be Windows virtual machine or it can be your Linux virtual machine, whatever it is. We can add your common drive to your respective virtual machines, where anywhere within within the three places, where anywhere whatever you do, everywhere it should be in sync. It can be a delete, it can be edit, it can be a create, whatever you do, it should be in sync everywhere within the three systems where your common drive or file share has been added in here. Okay, so let's go and check it out. How can you add a file share and how can you tag your file share with respect to your multiple machines in here? Generally, your Azure will provide you to tag your file share for your Windows virtual machine, Linux virtual machine, and your Mac OS virtual machine as well. Okay, so in this class, what we do, we'll try to check out for Linux as well as Windows. So let me check. Yes, my deployment part is done. So I can see my containers, my file shares in here with my data storage. So I'm trying to click on my file share, this option. So this one, what it will do, it helps us to add a new drive. See, the maximum quota is 5 TB in here. So soft delete 7 days. So soft delete, you can go with soft delete in here, automatically it gets delete the things what you have within here 7 days, or you can improve more, probably like 1 year, I believe. Okay, so see the maximum 7 days. The maximum is 365 days in here. For 1 year, you can put the things in here. If you do not want to soft delete, remove this one. So nothing will happen. So it's not like, the things will within that will not be deleted until unless you delete it for that ever. I mean, manually again in here. Okay, so discard the changes, let it be by default what we had as. So now I'm going to create your file share. Click on your file share. So this is your file share. This asking you what is the name of your drive you want to put in here. So I want to put something, like common. Um, okay, small letters, common hyphen drive. So just trying to go with this name, common drive in here. And you can see like, the maximum IOPS, operations per second, 1000. So 1000 operations it can handle per second in here. And you can see aggression, all these things. For maximum capacity is 5 TB in here. So tires, it's based upon the scenarios where you are into. So see, optimize for online archive storage scenarios. So cool means, the number of requests may come to this file share. The people who are trying to access your file share, how commonly it may happen in here. Is it like too regularly you go ahead, you open your file share every time and you'll be working within your file share every time? Then, it's like a hot. So see, optimize for general purpose file sharing scenarios such as team shares and Azure files to keep the things in sync in here. So cool is something like only for archiving purpose. Very rare cases you may come in here to the common drive, and just for archiving means just for storing your things. Archive in the sense storing your files. You will not just store the things and you leave it. So you will not, you will not look into that again after a few more days or maybe 1 month later on. You may go and touch your things in here. So cool, hot, and transaction optimized. So this is like, when you don't want to have any latency, and whenever and very heavily you want to go with very high scenarios, you want to go and access your things in here. So there's, very it's a highly transaction, very every day, every minute people are using this particular fund, then you can go with your transaction optimized in here. But I believe hot is more than enough because just for sharing the things in here, or we can leave as it is. I would like to go with my default values in here. So go ahead and click on create in here. So this will try to create a common drive. So where I'm trying to do all these things in here within my cloud level, guys, within my cloud level. So now I would like to tag this common drive to my respective things in here, to my virtual machines in here. So before going forward, let me go back home. Let me try to create my virtual machine, and then I'll come back to my file share back again, so that we can see how the multiple ways or what are different things it can go ahead and tag things for us. So I'm trying to use the same resource group. Here I'm trying to create my Windows VM. So here I would say Windows, and my VRIT admin as a user ID, my password VRIT admin at rate of 1 2 3 4 and 5. Similarly, after VRIT admin at rate of 1 2 3 4 and 5. So now selected ports, yes, go ahead and enable all, enable the licensing part, and I'm not making any other changes in here. I'm leaving everything as default pieces in here, and I'm going ahead and click on review plus create. It's turned on your final validation. So you can go ahead and click on creating here. So that's it. So I'm able to now what I'm going to create a Windows virtual machine where I'll be tagging my file share to this particular Windows machine here. So once it's getting deployed, I'll try to create my Linux virtual machine as well. We'll see that particular part as well. Yeah, go back home now, create one more virtual machine, nothing but your Linux virtual machine in here, choosing the same resource group, and here I would say it's a Linux-VM, and I would like to choose my Ubuntu system in here so that it can go ahead. I can access my user ID password VRIT admin, capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So selected ports, and again desk, networking, management, advanced tags, review plus create finally. So I'm trying to create quickly my Windows and my Linux virtual machine so that something went wrong, not valid. Wish to a standard Ubuntu system password. It is not showing you anything in here. Let me check disk. I did not touch all these things anyway. Sometimes I have to click on each and every tab to make sure everything is looking good. See, now it's passed. I did not make any changes in here. Okay, anyway, so go ahead and click on create. So I'm trying to create my Windows virtual machine as well as my Linux virtual machine in here. So and now I'll go back to my storage accounts and where we created your file share. Let me change this particular page. Yeah, now go back home and open your storage account. Meanwhile, this will try to create your Linux virtual machine and your Windows virtual machine, both the things in here. So let it create in here. So now let's go back to storage account which got already created in here, and with respect to my file share in here. So now go ahead, click on your common drive what you created earlier. So once you click on your common drive, you can see something here, connect. So this is the place where also it's like a you can add your, you can upload your files in here as well. So even when you upload your files in here, automatically the file should be seen at my all my virtual machines where it tagged my common drive in here. But how can you tag it? So one part is done, very good. How can you tag this one? So see, you can see something like connect. Click on connect in here. So here you can see Windows, Linux, and my Mac OS in here. So now I would see Windows. So Windows, when I say Windows operating system in here, so I'm trying to what? I'm trying to go and connecting my drive in here, kind of a SharePoint drive. So common drive in here. So here it's asking you, can you choose what alphabet you want to go and create with your drive in here. By default, you can see Z, or you can choose whatever you want in here, because by default, within your local system or within your but virtual machines, you can see drive for sure because it's a main drive, and probably you may see some temporary drive in here, but it's always better to choose the same drive. It's always because Z drive generally people will not use this particular part in here. So I'm trying to go with my Z drive in here, and you can see this is the code they want to go ahead and run the things within your Windows virtual machine, so that your Z drive has been added automatically in here. Okay, so how can you run this particular code in here? Similarly, go to my Linux system. So this is the mount point. This is the name where I need to tag to my Linux system in here. And they're asking you, this is the, go ahead and try to run this particular code in here so that you will be tagged your common drive to your Linux system in here. So the Azure is so helpful, they're trying to provide you the code. So you have to go and run this particular code within your respective system so that the common drive will be tagged automatically. Okay, so let's go ahead first time. Let's go with the Windows system in here, and let me copy your code. So you can copy, click on this, it will be automatically copied. Okay, copy the code. Now go back to my home in here, virtual machines. So I can see now two things are running, Windows and my Linux. I'm clicking on my Windows virtual machine here. Click on connect, RDP, download RDP file in here and open. So guys, go ahead and click on connect my Windows virtual machine in here. So ask me as user ID, VRIT admin is the user ID. My password, capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Click on OK. So now I'm connecting to my Windows virtual machine here. So whatever you do within your Windows virtual machine, the same thing will be replicated or reflected in my cloud level as well, where you just created your common drive. Similarly, whatever you do in your cloud level, the same thing will be in sync within your Windows virtual machine in here after tagging your common drive. So common drive tagging in the sense in here, what does it mean? Whatever you do within my Linux machine here, I mean, within my shared file share within my cloud level, the same thing can be applicable in all the places wherever the things have been tagged. I'll show you that once it's completed in here. So meanwhile, you can also go ahead and you can connect your Linux virtual machine as well. So let me paste my code with respect to my Windows somewhere. So this is my Windows system related code. So I'm keeping as it is here. Now going back to my Linux system, copying my public IP address, go to my command prompt, SSH admin is my user ID at the rate of my IP address. Hit on enter. Yes. Capital VRIT admin at the rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Enter. Perfect. So now to see what we have currently within your Linux system, we have a command called as df. So df is the one which help us to see what are the different, and when you open your Windows system in here, so you can see something like the C drive, all those things, right? But if when you go with your file explorer in here, by default you can see your C drive, correct? So see, you can see my PC, this PC in here, a C drive or D drive in here. Similar to this one, within my Linux system, these are all different things you have in here. So I would like to mount in here as well. I would like to add my code in here as well. So now my Linux machine is ready, my Windows machine is ready in here. Now going back to my notepad, where this particular code I'm trying to place in my Windows machine. See, currently I don't see any common drive added. It's a common C drive and D drive in here. So now to run my code, what is provided by Azure, what you will do is within your run command in here, within your Windows virtual machine, try to check for your PowerShell. So PowerShell is a common, it's a kind of application which is within your everywhere, even local machine also you can find it. See, this is my local machine here as well. PowerShell. So you can see my PowerShell. This is a common, kind of it's a command prompt what you have in here. Okay. So now going back in here, and I'm trying to paste my code in here. So what has been provided by my Azure. So hit on enter. So once you paste your code, hit on enter. Now what it will do? It will see it's waiting for the response. And finally, what happens? My new drive will be added automatically in here. So currently, I don't see it. See, all of a sudden I can see my new drive came up, and here I can see Z drive has been added, and I can see 501 5 TB has been created here, and this is my root directory where I'm able to create my things in here. So I can say common drive added in here. Similar case, now I would like to add a common drive to my Linux machine as well. So can you do that? Go back to my main system in here, home, storage account again, my file share again, click on your common drive, connect, go to Linux. Now copy your source code what you have in here. Just copy it, and now come to my Linux system in here. So earlier I don't see any kind of things in here. So I don't see any with respect to my common drive name, nothing in here. So now I need to run this particular code in here in my Linux system so that my common drive will be tagged to my things in here. So to run the system, you have to go with your sudo su command. It's a super user command where it allows us to run such kind of exclusively codes for you. Sudo super user su command in here. See, when you say super user, the way the look and feel got changed. See, earlier it's one green and color everywhere, but now it's a root because The command what you're trying to run is based upon the root. The owner should run it in here. So root. Now right click. So let me go back one more time. Probably it went away. Copying the code one more time with respect to my Linux. Yeah, Linux. Copying the code. Go back to my system in here and right click. See, I'm able to see my things coming up in here. Now hit on enter. So once you hit on enter, this is what it's trying to do. It within my home directory, it's trying to create my make directory, mount common drive. So it's trying to add a common drive here for you. So in this one, you can add, you can delete whatever you want, you can do it in here. So it's trying to provide the user ID, as username is the pass, something like this, and this is the password, something with respect to my credentials to add my common drive in here. So this is like internal command which has been provided by Azure 11. I'm not making any changes. I'm hitting on enter. Just hit on enter. That's it. Now if you go back and check it out again one more time, your DF. Now I should be able to see. Sorry, I think I typed it twice. Now I should be able to see my common drive added. Earlier, you can see run user 1000 is the last one, but now after this, I can see my common drive is also added. And you see, so 5 TB, the space is 5 TB in here. Okay, so now I can see three places. One is in your Linux virtual machine. Second one is your double click on it. It's a normal kind of things. This is your Windows virtual machine, and third one is my cloud level. This is the one where I'm trying to go within here. So whatever you do in these three places, everywhere should be in sync. The things are okay. Now go back to my Windows virtual machine. Now what I'll do, let me try to go and try to create a dummy file in here. So right click and I try to create a .txt file, something sample file in here, and it's taking time. Yeah, double click on your sample file and you can write down that this is the sample file, something like this, and try to save it. Try to go and save the things in here and exit. So I have added a sample file in my common drive from where? From my Windows system in here. So now let me check down that in my Linux system. So how can you see the content? Now where should I go? My common drive is available in my this particular path in here. So copy it. I'm trying to navigate to my the path where my common drive has been mounted. So this is the path which has been mentioned by my Linux system. Hit on enter. So now I'm into the common drive path. Now if I say list out the things in here, what it should show as per our thing, the same sample.txt file in here, right? Hit on enter. See, I can see my sample.txt file in here. At the same time, I want to view the content. It says that this is a sample file. This is a sample file in here. Okay, so probably it's what's coming with this particular part. So this is a sample file. You can see that data what you have inside it in here. Probably it's like cascading the things are happening in here. It's not really looking good in here. So this is the one we have. Similarly, so let's go back to my the cloud level. Here, refresh. See, I'm able to see my bill. I'm able to see my sample.txt file in here as well. Okay, so in either of the three ways, wherever you do, the thing should be reflected automatically. So now what I'll do, I'll go ahead in here and let me try to make some changes. Sudo nano, or the sample file what we have in here, the sample file sample.txt. Hit on enter. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to go ahead and I'm trying to hit on enter. So that I would like to add one more line saying that this is the line added in Linux-VM. So how do you save this one? As usual, as we did last time, Control X. So to exit my from coding level in here. So Control X. Do you ask, do you want to save? Yes is the answer. Why? And this is the file you want to save it. Enter to make the things have perfect. I mean to save the content what you have said. Yes, go ahead and try to go with one more time the cat command to check my things. Now I can see, yes, this is a line added in the Linux VM. So these two lines I have within my sample.txt in here. So let's go ahead whether this is reflected in my Windows system as well or not. So just refresh your page, double click on this. See, I can see two lines has been added in successfully. Similarly, here probably I don't believe you can see the no, content. Yeah, you can download it if you want. You can download to your local machine. This is my copy in my local machine what I have in here. So show in folder and double click on your things. So I can see in my local machine as well. I can find my things in here. So whatever you have, you will be having updated things in here. Now suppose I went in here and deleted. Oh, no, sorry. I'm trying to delete my file in here. So that is like deleting the file share itself. I'm trying to delete my file in here. Do you want to delete? Yes, go ahead and delete it. So once I delete it in here, say I don't see my file over here, it's gone. Similarly, within my Linux system, go back in here. When I say ls command, again, the same path I'm into. When I say ls command, it says nothing. I don't have anything here. It simply came out my things in here. So whenever you're trying to create anything in one of the things, automatically the things will be reflected in all the places in here. So now I'm trying to go and create with my Linux system. Echo. I want to print something. What do you want to print? Print that this is Linux sample dot okay, Linux sample file in here, for example. And I want to move this one to where? To one of my file in here. So now I'm navigating. So see here, echo means what? Echo means like you're trying to print something. Echo command. Echo means generally you hear about like I'm getting an echo. What do you mean by echo in here? Or suppose when you are in a big hall, empty hall, like function hall, like you have some marriage function hall, all those things with no people inside it and no properties inside it. When you try to say a little bit louder, your voice will be repeating again and again. So what is it happening here? It's been echoed. Or when you climb up to the mountain, when you shout loudly, your voice will be echoed, right? So keep on repeating. Echo means what you say that should be repeated again. So the same thing in here. So I want to say echo. So what do you want to echo? I want to echo. This is my sample file, but it's not simply echoing and leaving it. But I want to save that in a particular file in here. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to navigate this particular content. See, this is my navigation. Greater than symbol is something like, where you're trying to navigate to a particular file in here. You're trying to save this particular content to a particular file in here. So what is the file name here? I'm trying to go with something, Linux sample.txt. So it's done. Now if you say ls, I can see Linux sample.txt file in here. So now what I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll try to see the content what you have inside this. Can you see cat and the file name? Hit on enter. So I'm able to see this is the Linux sample file in here. So you created a new file within your Linux system by using the small command in here. If you want to add more things, if you want to append to the existing one in here, then what you do, or something again using the echo command, small changes, echo saying that this is the second line from Linux VM, for example. And now you cannot say arrow, single arrow, because this will try to what? It will try to overwrite the existing content. But if you want to append beneath this, I want to append my data, this particular data, I want to append to beneath this one. I don't want to remove this particular file. This remove. I don't want to remove this particular content in here. I want to keep this content. and below this particular content I want to see this particular analyze one. So in that scenario you have to go double arrow. Double arrow means appending my data to a particular file in here. Single arrow means it'll try to replace everything. Whatever you have, that will be replaced with a new content what you have in here. Okay, so double arrow is appending the things in here. So to what you want to append, the same file I want to append in here. Hit on enter. So now if you go back and let's say ls again or cat linux, now I can see two lines coming up in here. So this is like you can go ahead and you can create within your Linux system. Now the same thing should be, see, immediately the things got reflected in here automatically. When you double click on this one, I should see my data perfectly. Similarly, within my cloud level, when you refresh, I should be able to see my Linux things in here. So if you want, you can go ahead and you can download and you can see what data you have inside that particular things in here. The same thing. So wherever you go, everywhere the things will be reflected automatically. It's like a common drive. It's like a share point. Share means sharing the things within your team members. So whatever you have, you can do the things, within your team members in here. That's about your file sharing. It's very, very important in your real-time perspective as well. So most of the team members who are working on your same client, so to share the things, there will be common drive added similar to this, or there will be SharePoint added, so that your people can store your files. You can store your things, the documents, whatever things you have. So if it's a very huge file, that's like a 10 GB file it is. So you can't push that even in your attachments or within respect to your emails. Even that is a one-off one. Even though your Outlook is accepting the attachments, but if it's very huge file, sometimes it may fail sending all the things in here. So to have a more secure level to get the things smoothly sent to the other end, it's always better to go with your common drives in here. So the common drive, this is the name I provided. It's not like the name it has given. I have provided this name in here. You can provide any name. You can provide your name as well, not a problem in here. So it's a file sharing concept where it helps us to know you can share the things with respect to the multiple virtual machine to where it's got tagged to. So how it got tagged using your connect option in here, and here they provided your code with respect to Windows. Similar for Linux, they provide a code in here. Suppose you're trying to go with your Mac OS, then you can have to provide this particular part in here. If you're trying to create your virtual machine with the help of your Mac OS in here, but mostly we'll go with your Linux and your Windows systems in here. And this is how you can go and do the things for us with respect to your multiple system what you have in here. Okay, so any questions guys with respect to your file share what we have? Okay, then so let's move ahead with the other one, your container. So this is also a kind of a storage where you can store your data, all the things. This is like we have to store all the things in here. Similarly, this also helps us in storing the data only. But what is the difference between your file share and your container? So the file share is something where this helps us to tag your file share, or this helps us to tag to multiple virtual machines where it can act as a common drive. So without pushing your things to email, to sharing the files within your team members, you can go ahead and use a file share in here. So whatever you did in here or whatever you do in here is not it's irrespective of the application you're working on, right? So I can find a sample.txt as well. I can push some kind of messages over there. It may not be a code. It can be anything. It can be Excel sheet. It can be it can be image. It can be anything. Whatever you can place it over there. But this is your common things which can be shared among the team members. But coming to the container level, it's not the case. So container is also used to store something, but this one helps us to store the content with respect to your application. For example, you have a YouTube. So you can see lot many videos are have been uploaded. You can see lot many videos are available within my YouTube in here. So when you click on anything, when I click on any one of my option, it starts playing in here. So how is it happening? So that has been happening because because the content which is already available within my system. So if the content is not there, it's only like a picture over there. Even though you click on the picture, it doesn't make any sense over there, or it doesn't start playing for you in here. So since it's already video file is in placed within your database or storage accounts in here, but that isn't being your video has been started playing in here. Correct? Similarly, if you go with the Netflix, see lot many videos will be having. Okay, today I want to watch so and so movie. When I click on any one of the things, it will start playing. So how it's happening? Because that video has been already available within the systems in here. So if it is not there, then how can I play that? Correct? So this is all your videos or pictures. When you open your Amazon Prime, for example, you can see lot many pictures, right, with respect to the movies, all those things in here. So all those pictures, your videos, what you have, these things, all these things, should be in tag already. One second, let me close this once. So all these things should be and tagged with your container already within your storage account already. Then only they'll start playing. Then only they'll start showing in here. Or else how can I do the things? So container is something which maintains the content with respect to the application. So what are the things you want to have your public to be accessed? What are the things you want to go and ask your public, okay, go ahead and access my website and enjoy the videos or enjoy the music, whatever you're trying to go with, all this content will be maintained in your container level image. So file share within your team members just for sharing of your files. It may be a code, it may be your Excel sheet, it may be anything. It can be image, it can be video, it can be anything. But it's not, it's a private, it's a authorized members only. It's only for your, the team members who are trying to work for your project. So this is for your authorized persons. But this one is purely for my public access. So what are you trying to go in here? What are you trying to maintain in here? So what are the videos you're trying to play? Everything is for your public things in here. So the content is something like which maintains the content with respect to the application where it can be accessed by public. But this one, what does it here? Which contains the content with respect to it can be your application or it can be anything with respect to the team. I would say team members who are working for an application. It is or it can be accessed by whom? By only authorized members or only team members only or by authorized members in here. That's only these things happens in here. So this is a kind of a private you have in here. Files is a private, but this is for public access in here. Okay, within the container it contains your blob storages, all those things. Again, your blob, we talk about blob, right? Binary large objects, that means your videos, your music files, all those things will be stored in my container level in here. So this is for public usage, and this for my private usage or for my only with respect to my authorized members in here, what I have in here. So within my container level, again you have two things. So generally for public, so I can have my public container, for sure. At the same time, I may also handle or I may also create a container where I don't want to provide the access to public. It's again for my authorized internal purpose. I may go with. I may be having a kind of a storage system where it should be accessed only for my internal purpose. It's not for public level in here. So in that scenario, you can go ahead and you can try to create private container as well. Public container, and also I'm also having option to create a private container as well. So again, this is for my public access and this is for my authorized members only. You can create multiple contents as well in here. Okay, so how can you create a container? The same way as you went to and go with your, the storage accounts you created, go to your storage accounts the same way, and you can see containers. Click on your container in here. So you see, I can already see, the private container has been added in here, where I can go ahead and I can save a container, the content inside your private container which not be accessed by everybody. But this is by default one. I don't bother about this condition here. So I'm going ahead and clicking on my container. So here I'm trying to provide something, public. Okay, small letters, public. So this is just a name I provided, okay, but it's not really by name. Providing the name public is not like really you're trying to have public access in here. So you have to choose from your public access level what kind of access you want to go within here. So one, you have private access here for sure, where nobody can have any access in here. So you can have container. So anonymous read access for containers and blobs. So whatever you have in the container and whatever you have in blobs, everything, you can go and read the things in here. So containers may contain, internally all these logs in here. See my logs, which should not be accessed by my public. So in that scenario, instead of choosing this one, you can choose only blobs in here. Okay, but if you, even this is also not a big problem. It contains, it can have access for other things as well apart from your videos and your music files, all those things in here. So not a big deal. So click on create. So it's simple. So just started and creating my public. Similarly, go to container backend again. Now I would like to mention my name private, or you can say private container. It is hyphen private container. So this one for sure, I'll try to choose no anonymous access. I don't want to have anybody to access in here. Click on, go ahead and click on create. So I'm able to create two containers, private container and my, the public container in here. So within my public container, whatever I upload, everybody can go ahead and access it. For example, I'm trying to upload a few things, my images in here. See, it's asking to upload in here. Upload what? Blob, binary large object. That means your videos, your music files, your images, whatever it is. So I'm going to my desktop, my new folder. So I can see a few images in here which have been created by my children. Okay. So let me try to choose one of the things here. Let me go with this one, and you can say upload. So this has been uploaded from my local machine to my cloud engine. So now it's been uploaded successfully. If you click on this particular the link what you provided in here, or the on the image what you uploaded, see here it's trying to provide you some kind of a kind of URL in here. So copy the URL, go back to my web page in here, and try to paste the URL. See what it's trying to show us. It's trying to say that, okay, boss, you are trying to get your content from your storage account. It's a blob kind of data, and this is your core.windows.net is a domain where your storage account has been created. So this is something like Gmail domain we have, right? So when you're trying to create a Gmail account, you have to provide a unique name which is not available within your Gmail domain. Gmail.com, you'll say that it's the domain where that particular domain maintains all this particular list of emails what you have in here, the name of the emails in here. So if you provide any email ID which is already existing, it will throw an error. So I would have been getting that done. I would have been pushing that particular error in here because it's trying to pull the things from its domain level. So similarly here as well, whatever you create, what is the name you provide in here, that should be unique, and that will be created under my core.windows.net in here. And I was saying that this is for public usage. This is for public usage. You can go when you hit on enter, the thing should be displayed here automatically. And this is my name of my image. which has been uploaded into my public drive in here, or the public container in here. So go ahead, click on, hit on enter. See, I'm able to see my things coming up in here. So this has been, using this particular URL in here. Let me provide you this URL, and let you people try to go ahead and try to access it. Let me check it out. Let me know whether you're able to access it or not. I'm trying to go to the chat box. I'm going to choose everybody. Yeah, I've sent it. So guys, go ahead and click on the link and let me know whether you are able to access it or not. Okay, that's great. So Ravi is able to access it. So because why? This is also it's a public kind of access you have in here. So whatever you place in this, all this particular thing, so that will be, that will be accessed in you, because you are trying to place the things within your, yeah, yeah, correct, Jitendra. Thank you. So within your public container in here, that is the main things what we have. So based upon the what we have within your public container, so we are go ahead and we can access things in here. So similarly, if you go back to now my, VRID again, you have private container. So even this one looks like similar to your public. So if you go ahead and you click on upload, again selecting a file in here, I'm trying to do some oval shape in here. Click on open and upload it. So this is what with respect to my private container, and I've said that nobody should have access to anything, or nobody should have access to my this particular blob in here. Go ahead. So this is the URL provided. Copy the URL and paste in your web page. Hit on enter. So even I don't have access, see, because there is a no anonymous access. Nobody should have access in here. Even I provide to you, you'll be getting the same answer. You should not get any access, any problem. So I'm trying to go ahead and trying to copy this particular link in here, and I'll try to provide you. So just check it out and let me know whether you're able to do this or not, because you should not do in generally. Why? Because this is like a private things in here. You can see like again VRIT solutions. It's trying to come from so and so storage account in here, and this is your blob kind of things. It's trying to get from your domain, and it's a private container. So it's a private. See, this is nothing but your container name you have in here, and this is your image name. So what are the access to provide to this particular container? Based upon that, your things will be coming up in here. So for this particular container, I have mentioned like it's a private. So I mean, I don't want nobody to access it. It's no anonymous user to access it. For that reason being, I'm getting the same error in here. But if you want to go ahead and I want to provide my access for even your things placed in a private container as well, yes, you can do that using your SAS. So this is nothing but it's a signature, shared signature access. Okay, it's a signature, shared signature access in here. So SAS. So SAS is one of the concept we have. SAS in here. It's a signature access shared, or shared, okay, shared access signature, probably shared access signature. So let me check it out, that one here. Yeah, it's a shared access signature, SAS. So this is why we have this one, because if you want to provide, for example, think that okay, we have urgency and we have to look in, so I need to provide some access to my some third party people for sure at any cost. But the thing in here is like, you no need to go and provide it for permanent. I want to provide the access just for temporary purpose only. So in that scenario, you can go with the SAS in here. So see here, it's asking you what kind of permission you want to provide to him. It's a read, you can create, write, delete, permanent delete. It's a soft delete and permanent delete in here. So all those things. So I just want to provide only read access. I just want to him to view the things what he has That's it, not more than that. Apart from that, you can also mention your start time and end time in here. So when do you want to provide the access? Okay, I want to provide the access at 9:29 a.m. in the morning, or I would like to end my access at 5:29 a.m. in the evening. So it's total like around 8 hours I would like to provide the access to him. So this is the timings you want to go. If you want to reduce the time, you can go ahead and you can reduce the time in here, not a problem. So I want to go up to just one second. Home button 1, yeah, 1:29 a.m. 29. That's it. Up to this level, you can access the things only. Apart from after this particular time, automatically it says that the site can't be reached again, or the same page will be displayed where it thrown errors for us. So now again, with respect to my IP address, they are asking us, do you want to provide any specific IP address in here, so that you'll be having access only to that specific IP address, not to any other things in here. So even though you have this particular link, what I'm trying to provide as part of my SaaS, you will not be able to access. Why? Because your IP address is not mentioned in my list in here. So it's like, it's a very highly secured, highly confidential. It's in a highly, it's very deeper manner they're trying to go and trying to handle the things in here. So it's not so simply you can get the access with respect to the content what you have when you're trying to place in your private container. So even though when you're trying to provide the access, there are a lot of restrictions you can put on. So what kind of access at what time and what start time, what is the end time you want to go with. Any IP address if we specify, you can specify in here. Or at the same time, you can only HTTPS only or both HTTPS and HTTP. Both the ports you can allow, or only one port is allowed. HTTPS 443 port only, or 443 and 80 port. So if you want both allow in here, you can go with this one, or only this one, then allow this one in here. So kind of, that's the kind of level of security you want to provide to access your respective images or respective containers in here. So go ahead and generate my SaaS token and URL. When you click on this one at the bottom, you can see this is a user. I mean, this is a kind of token, a kind of password where it contains, but you're not required to have that because it's already provided. So what you need to provide is like your URL. Just copy the URL in here, go back here and paste your URL. See, now it's a very huge long one, so it contains lot many things. So it's like, it's contains where it is say blob, Windows, private container. After your, after your image name, it had lot many things in here. So this is like an encrypted kind of stuff. We may not understand. So this has been provided by Azure. This is provided by a SaaS concept in here. Hit on enter. So when you hit on enter, now I'm able to see my page. I'm able to see my things, the content what you have inside this one. See oval, my oval shapes. Here as well I can see same thing, my oval shapes. But here I'm not able to, I'm not able to access. But here I'm able to do that. Why? Because this particular URL is a separate URL specifically for a particular users, or only for a particular interval of time only. It's not throughout the day, or it's not for permanent in here. It's only for a particular moment of time. After that particular time, automatically your access should be gone at any cost. That's how they have been trying to go with your private containers in here. Okay, so public containers or private containers, so these things, mainly to place the content and provide the access for your public so that they can see what you have inside the application level in here. So this is about your storage account, and with respect to that, you have a file share and your content levels in here. So that's all, guys, with respect to storage account what we have in here. So any questions or any concerns with respect to this concept in here? Okay, then we'll wind up for today. Tomorrow, I'll start with a new concept, my app services, web applications, which is very, very important in your real-time perspective. So till now, what we have deployed your application or any other things, container will use in regular developments. Yes, we can do that. If you want, you can add it, not a problem. So you can tag your things in here. Uh, Yeah, I'm talking about, the app services. So till now, what you deployed, all those things in here, so that you deployed using your virtual machine. But actually, in your real-time projects, wherever you go, you will try to deploy that in your app services, not in your virtual machine. Because within your app services, you have your internal virtual machine will be created. And the advantage with respect to web application is like, earlier when you tend to access any virtual machine, you used your IP addresses. But here, with respect to my app services, a URL will be provided for us. Using the URL, I'll try to access my application. Generally, the same thing what you do in real time as well, right? www.youtube.com, www.amazonprime.com, whatever it is. So you're trying to go with URLs only. URL. The similar case, you can do that using your app services. So let's try to understand what is a web application, what are the different options available involved inside your web application or app services in here, and we'll try to deploy your application as we did in your virtual machine using the same WinSAP concept again. But later on, we'll change that to CI/CD pipelines, which is most automated method, which is which is a required things we in your real-time perspective. So, but for now, let's go with the NSFP and we'll try to go with the things in here. So how can we correlate the container real time while developing the application? Yes. So once we have an application, so you can add your container levels over there. So you can provide, so as of now, currently we don't have any applications, added in here. So once we have application, we can see how can you add a container to application level. Once you have your application deployed, how can we add the things? We'll see that later on. Okay, we'll see. Currently, since we don't have any applications or we don't have anything in here, I'm not able to run tag the things in here. We'll see that how it can go after that later on. Okay, so by creating the content, simply all you can what are the options you have, what are the content you have within your container, everything will be shown with respect to that application. We'll see that slowly, not a problem. Okay then guys, then I will wind up for today. We'll tomorrow we'll start with a new concept web application where we'll try to go and try to have deploy an application. We'll see how it goes from there. Thank you guys, then have a great day ahead, and we'll meet tomorrow same time with more concept with web applications.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Sham. Thanks a lot.